For a sweet, refreshing riff on a whiskey sour, you need to try out an orange whiskey sour. Let me show you how to make it. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt, I'm the Whiskey Nerd, and like I said, this week I'm making an orange whiskey sour, which is a nice kind of softer, sweeter, fruitier version of that classic whiskey sour because it uses lemon juice and orange juice. Because lemon juice by itself, some people think it'd be quite tart, quite sharp. Adding a bit of orange juice helps to soften things out and keep things nice, round and fruity. Now, some recipes I've seen online call for a lot of orange juice. They call for maybe like 2 ounces of orange juice, a little bit of lemon juice, and I think that's a bit too strong. If you ever used orange juice in cocktails, you know it can be quite overpowering, quite strong, quite sweet, quite like dense, and it can make all of the other flavors fall into the background. So for me, what I'm doing is I'm using a bit of orange juice, a bit of lemon juice, and then a little bit of sugar syrup. I'm actually using less sugar syrup than I would normally use because that orange juice, quite sweet, quite fruity, and it'll just kind of, if I use the full amount of sugar syrup, it might just make it very, very sweet. So I'm going to use 1 ounce of orange juice, half an ounce or 15 ml of lemon juice, half an ounce or 15 ml of sugar syrup. I'm also going to be using an egg white, so I get a really nice frothy head, a little bit of orange bitters, and of course some whiskey. This is Roe & Co. Irish whiskey. You can use whatever whiskey or bourbon you want. I just really like this. I think it's a great cocktail whiskey. It's not overpowering, but it does have a nice whiskey flavor. It's not overly oaky, it's not overly sweet, and it does come in at 45% ABV. So after you add your other ingredients, after you add the ice and you dilute it down, you still get a nice kick of alcohol in there in your whiskey. So that's enough talking about the cocktail. It's time to make it. It is a shake and drink, so we're going to get our shaker tin and we're going to pop a nice rock of ice into there before we measure the rest of our ingredients. We're going to start off with our whiskey. This, like I said, it's the Roe & Co. Classic Irish whiskey. We're going to go in with 2 ounces or 60 ml of this whiskey into our shaker tin, and then we're going to go in with the rest of our ingredients. Like I said, I'm going to go in with 1 ounce or 30 ml of my orange juice. I think any more might overpower it, especially with freshly squeezed orange juice, because it has a lot of sweetness and a lot of kind of tangy citrus notes to it. Even though it's not like sharp, like acidic, like lemon, I think it can overpower. So only in with 1 ounce. Next up, lemon juice, again, freshly squeezed, but this time only half an ounce or 15 ml, because that is a kind of a classic flavor. You get the little bit of tart lemon in there, cut across the orange, and I think it works really well. Next up, it's sugar syrup. I'm going to go in with 15 ml, like I said, half an ounce of sugar syrup into there, and then we'll go in with an egg white just to round things off. I've already separated out the white of 1 egg, so pop that into there, just like that. And now we're going to shake it away for about 30 seconds just to get a really nice head of foam. You can, if you want, do a double shake or a dry shake or a reverse dry shake. I find with my shaker tin, with my rocks of ice, I can get a good head of foam, but if you can't get a good head of foam, you might want to try a double shake. So I'm going to shake this for 30 seconds. Okay, I think that is nicely chilled now, so I'm going to bang the top off my shaker tin and get ready to strain it out. I'm going to be straining it into a nice coupe glass. I'm going to be putting my strainer up top and just pouring it away. It should have a nice head of foam, like I said, from that egg white, and I can see, oh, I've got a really nice thick foam right there. Oh, just like that. Gonna let this settle for a second, and while it settles, if you're new here, scroll down, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. I put out whiskey reviews on Wednesdays. I put out cocktail recipes featuring whiskey on Fridays. So if you want to see more, make sure you scroll down, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Let me know what kind of cocktails you think I should make in the future. But right now, let's let this settle for just a second. Okay, that is looking about as settled as I think it's going to get. So let's get ready to serve it. To serve it, we're going to do 2 things. One, I'm going to get a nice dried kind of orange slice, kind of pop that just there, just on the edge. And I'm going to get a little bit of orange bitters. I know there's a lot of orange already in the cocktail, but this is this nice kind of citrusy, herbal bitters notes, and just a couple of drops up there. They'll sit in the foam, and as I bring it up to my mouth, as I go for drink it, I'll get this really nice kind of natural, sweet orange, as well as a kind of slight bit of bitter orange, and it'll work really, really well. So that right there is how I make an orange whiskey sour. Now there's nothing left to do but to taste this cocktail. Cheers. Oh, that is really nice. Like, I don't know why some of those recipes said to use 2 ounces of orange juice, because there's plenty of orange in there. Like, I know obviously I've got extra from the orange bitters there, but the orange I think can overpower well pretty much any ingredient, even whiskey, even lemon juice. So I think pairing it back, having that 1 ounce of orange juice, a little bit of lemon juice, gives you a whiskey sour that's recognizably a whiskey sour, but it's really nice, it's really well balanced. A little bit of orange bitters up top gives you this kind of tart, bitter note up front, but then when the actual cocktail hits your tongue and it hits your palate, you get this sweet, rich, kind of like the egg white gives you a nice kind of velvety texture to the cocktail, as well as the bit of sugar syrup rounding things out, keeping it from being overly citrusy. The whiskey, like I said, Roe & Co, coming in at 45%. It's not overpowered by all the other ingredients. It's definitely a backseat ingredient. You can definitely taste a little bit of whiskey, but it's upfront, it's citrus, it's orange, it's that sugar syrup, but it's just, you still know you're having a whiskey sour. So that's all there is to say about this cocktail. Like I said, if you have any ideas for cocktails I should make, let me know down below. But right now, I'm gonna keep on enjoying this one, and I'll see you next time. Sláinte.